I watch you go on the Tom Brady diet.
Dude,
Are you still keeping up to that?
Am I still doing that?
Yeah.
No. I did that for a month, like the video said, and I got pretty into it. And then I was so excited to be done with it when it was over that I immediately gained 5 pounds. I had all of the foods that I was craving. It's like Taco Bell and sushi and Chipotle and all these things. And then I was just going crazy. And then I was like, whoops.
yeah.
Dude, I was
So,
expecting at the end of the video, I was expecting you to be fucking jacked.
He
yeah,
said he was
imagine.
too, and he only lost like 5 pounds during the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had kept going, who knows where I'd be now? Maybe I'd be on the Bucks backing up Tom Brady. But
It was so
no.
funny in the video, like you had the retired thing, like he actually retired, and I was like, wait,
Mhm.
he unretired. So I wonder if he did the video, and like I kept watching, and then like you had to do like a jump cut of him like announcing that he came back,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh dude, poor Drew had to like cancel like his plans of playing in the NFL.
Right. That was so perfect though. That was such a funny, like serendipitous moment. Like at first when he unretired, I was like, no, I'm making this video. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's like the perfect ending as I do all this and it doesn't matter because he unretired.
Your products that you review in your videos, like you really do. This is kind of like a question as well. Go in depth, like a month, like of doing the review, like filming the whole shit. Like your videos take a month to make slash actually like go through the process of doing the review.
Well, with those, part of it is, I mean, the timeline is just like it takes a while to get here. Some things get here in 2 days, some things you're ordering it, and turns out it's shipping from across the world, so it takes like 3 weeks to get here. And then depending on the product, I want to be thorough with it. Like the last one I did was all these mental health products, and you're like supposed to use them for a few weeks. So I didn't want to just like put them on my head once and be like, this doesn't work, and then make the video.
Guys, mental health only lasts 2 weeks. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll change your whole life in 30 seconds. You just put it on.
I'm not depressed anymore.
Yeah, it was great. My brain is fixed. Yeah. I honestly though, part of so that one I want to be thorough with, but a lot of times the reason my videos take so long is because I like to work a little bit every day rather than working normal hours. I've really set myself up to have my dream work schedule, and I'm very lucky to get to do what I do. Where some days I'm like, I'm tired. That's it. That's all I got today.
Have you seen those TikToks of just like, me working a mundane day at work and then it's like my unemployed friend and they're like, it's Tom Cruise footage of all his like scenes from
Extreme shit.
yeah, Mission Impossible and
yeah.
shit. That's Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walid's got the 9 to 5, 4 days a week now. Like you do the podcast on Mondays, but he always sends me the shit, and like I'm just sitting on my couch. I try and have your schedule. Like I like the YouTube commentator life, like or just being a YouTuber. I can't tell like how much effort and like shit it takes to get into that. You know what I mean? Like people do either daily videos. Like Cody has like fucking 4 channels and like. But,
Oh yeah, he's a machine.
yeah, but like you, I'm saying this wholeheartedly. Like you are my favorite YouTube commentator. Like I'm not a huge YouTube
Thanks.
guy, so I really do enjoy your like stuff because it actually is like. Do you plan your writing beforehand? Because it actually is like a stand-up bit like throughout your whole entire video.
Well, that's what I think the biggest way my process has changed. When I started, I had come from like an improv background where when I was like 19 and I wanted to get into comedy and I didn't know how, I started taking improv classes and then I was like, oh, I can just like make stuff up. And so when I eventually started making videos, I was just like, I have this topic in mind. I'm just going to sit down and riff. And then it was a nightmare to edit because I'd be all over the place. It would take me so long to edit. And then as I went on, I was like, I would start to sit down on recording days and then like get really stressed because I'm like, wait, I'm not like generating. Who knew it's hard to just like sit down and just be funny. And so now my whole process is I script almost every word of my videos. I spent so long writing. And then
He
also,
scripted this.
yeah, I'll show you my script right now.
Dude, you're throwing them off.
And thanks for remembering your line right there. That was. Yeah, no. So yeah, I script pretty much every word, and then sometimes when I film, like I'll be like, oh, that doesn't sound right. But part of it is also like as I'm writing in a way that I know I'll say like sounds natural in my voice. Early on when I started scripting, sometimes I'd write things and then I watch those videos back and I sound like I'm reading something. Like you would write an article different than you would like say something. There's just a different cadence to it. But I think I've gotten good at sort of writing in a natural way, knowing how it's going to sound. And now it's like by the time I go to record, I have the entire video mapped out in my head and it's just a matter of recording it and then I can edit it in like a day or two and then put it all together.
Yeah, and I love how everything is like so hyper detailed. Like you really do the real, like you're damn near like a
The small
a
little
researcher,
jokes
yeah.
that you throw in there, or like, yeah, it's very well done.
I appreciate that.
Keep doing you.
If you really wanted to, you could like throw a whole company into shambles.
Yeah, I have to be careful. That's one thing that I'm getting more cognizant of, because some of these companies, like, I don't. It depends on what it is. Some of them, like, I just have a vendetta against. Like, I have a whole thing going on with the Moon Pod, which I bought like a year or two ago.
I
It's
saw
this-
you. Sorry, your Tom Brady video that we were just talking about. You had like a bit where you were trying to get up from the moon pod chair,
And I couldn't,
You made it
yeah.
like a whole like minute worth of just you struggling to get up. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's like an ongoing thing. That I hate that company so much. So then, if I could destroy them, I would. I have tried.
We'll make this into a YouTube or TikTok clip for us for you. We'll shout out
Yeah.
Moonpod. F you, Moonpod.
Yeah, fuck Moon Pod.
they're our sponsor, dude. Oh, fuck.
No.
What
Yeah,
if
no, that's-
Moonpod came up to you? They're like, "Hey, we saw your videos. We saw the hate. Here's $200,000. Just stop the hate." Would you do it?
For a check?
Yeah.
So to be clear, I don't have to come out and be like, I take everything back. They're great. I just
Yeah.
have to stop hating them.
Or maybe you have to
In
be
the-
like overtly obvious that you love them. I
No,
love my
I
Moonpod.
couldn't. I couldn't do that.
No.
I think no. There's no number.
5 million, 10 million, nothing.
10 million is the number. There is a number, and it's 10 million. I love to when my integrity's tested. It's like there's no amount of money. Wait, that's a lot of money though.
The sleepwear one, is that the mental health one that you were trying to talk about before?
There were a couple. Is it
The ones where
which
you
one
put
is
the
it?
fucking the shit over your forehead and then you would sleep with it
Yeah.
and then you had to put it under your pillow.
Right.
Yeah. Is that like one that you
That-
were trying to rip on? Because that shit, like, I don't believe that kind of shit at all.
I don't believe it at all. So that video, it's funny, like the longer I spend on my videos, the more I start to overthink it and think like all the ways that something, people could take issues with, or like maybe I'm getting something wrong, and then, I don't want to get canceled or say something wrong or make people upset. So my fear with that video, as I went on and I started to overthink it, was like, what if there's people in my fan base who use these products and feel like they've changed their life in a positive way, and I'm like, this is all bullshit. You're an idiot, and then I ruin it for them.
Yeah, true.
So as it went on, I was trying to be a little bit more like, well, but if it works for you, that's good. And then it was funny. I did that, and then the only criticism was that I went too easy on them. I was
Yeah.
like, damn it, I overthought it. I was trying to be like, I don't care about these companies. Like,
Yeah.
they'll be fine. They don't, but I didn't want anyone to be like, oh, he thinks that's bullshit, and I spent $300 on it, and I feel like it's working, and I don't know.
Dude, if I was a company and I saw an order come in from a Drew Gooden, I'd be so scared.
But I mean,
would
he
not
does.
fulfill it.
You do like 30 minutes of reviewing. Like I now know about this sleepwear product because of you. I know
Yeah.
about Tom Brady's life because of you. Like
Right.
you're changing people's lives. You're an influencer.
Well, at the end of that's why I don't think these companies, any of them, are too mad. It's free advertising. and
Literally
they-
30-minute ad. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty thorough. It's also like I don't feel like I review things in a way that would be like defamatory or whatever.
No.
It's like
You're a
the things
user.
I like. It's a unbiased review. This is my, and there are things I review thinking that will be bad, and then I end up liking them. And I think it's important to be honest and not just like shit on everything. Even though the most annoying comment I get on these videos is like when I do say something positive about a product, it's like, oh, were they secretly sponsoring you? Like, no, not everything sucks.